At this time, I'd like to introduce Jim Elliott.
First of all, my friend Joe Kish would like to say a few words after I'm done. Coach Burns has been a friend of my family for a long, long time. I can remember as a little kid, about this high, taking vacations with him. And I'll never forget that day in Banff National Park when Coach Burns and I were playing catch. And he promised my father that he would stay at Glenbard West long enough to coach me. And he did. And when I was a sophomore in high school, he brought me up to the varsity team, and I got to play with guys such as Matty Epan, Curtis Strowski, and Mike Chitt, and McKay Smith. And I'll never forget, I think we were playing Proviso East one day, and I got probably my first hit of the season midway through the season, and I got on first base, and I was so excited. I didn't look for the signs, and he gave me the steal sign. And of course I missed it. He gave me the steal sign again, and I missed it again. Finally, he got so mad at me, he proceeded on spelling out steal. Everyone in the park knew I was going to steal, and of course I did. And I was thrown out by 20 feet. And as Mr. Kowal said earlier, he said to me, well, you have to hit a home run to make up for that one. And I didn't. But Coach, you really taught me a lot. I've learned a lot from you, and I've gone on to play after high school, and I owe that all to you. And we have a lot of stories here tonight that we've heard, and they're all funny. And I probably can't tell as many that are funny as the ones you've told. But I really appreciate everything you've done for me. And I'm very proud of you, and I wish you a very happy retirement. Thank you for everything.
First, I'd like to say that it's kind of inappropriate that Jim didn't finish up last. And I'd just like to touch on maybe what everyone said, starting with Mr. Cahill, and what Mr. Burns has done for all of us, maybe more off the field than on. And I'll give a few examples of my own to start with. Mr. Burns put up with me more than probably anyone else. Like, out of, I don't know, from Fred Flintstone on, I was probably the black sheep. From the first time I walked on a baseball field, the first pitch I ever threw warming up sailed high and to the right and hit Mr. Burns in the rear end. Which I don't know, any wild pitch probably would have hit him there. So anyway, I had to go sit down for 2 innings, and when he finally let me go warm up again, he made me go on, I think it was a septic field, like a block away from the field, and warm up. And from that point on, it kind of went downhill a little bit. When I was 15, I stole my folks' car, and went out at midnight, and got arrested. And from that point on, for a few years, I was referred to as Paul Revere. And then I see Mr. Moore out there. I missed my junior year tryouts due to my 2.0 grade point average, and I had detentions during tryouts. And then I think the all-time low is Mr. Burns, and Andy Durant would probably know is a festivity that reached epidemic proportions called Kish Fest. So Mr. Burns finally sat me down and he's like, Joe, I can't have Jags playing on this team. So it was like a little bell went off then, and I knew I had some changes to make. And to make a long story short, probably my most proud moment around Mr. Burns is when I came back after my freshman year in college. And put his arm around me and he hugged me and he said, "Congratulations." And I said, "For what? Making the team?" And he's like, "No, making the honor roll." And you know, right then I wondered, I've really come a long way, and a lot of it is due to Mr. Burns and, you know, everything he's done for us. And I'm sure everyone can have a story like that, something, you know, that he's made in all of our lives. And first of all, I'd just like to say thanks, Mr. Burns, and good luck.